And she will be loved. That's a good one to start with, right? And she will be loved. It's beautiful. Oh, look. Hello. Hello, little pretty. Singing away. They sit on my railing and sing their little hearts out. It's so adorable. Like sometimes I have to remember how adorable they are, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm doing a reading, right? And they're, it's like, holy shit, you guys need to mellow out. Now I get why my energy needs to mellow out, right? Okay, hold on. Rebel just for kicks now. All right. So last night we had a really awesome soul family meetup. It was, there wasn't a lot of people because I didn't have much notice. And of course it was what night was it? Friday night? I never even know what day or next day it is that I'm in. But anyway, it was awesome. And Prince came in and was hanging out with Lily, and it worked out well. She put him in his place and he took it. He backed down. He was really good. And then what you guys didn't see is after the soul family meetup, Liger wandered in. I don't know where he had been. And I saw him, and Prince hadn't seen him yet. And I thought, oh shit. So I grabbed Liger really quick and picked him up. And Prince lunged in the air like a black panther. And it hit me. I know who these animals represent. And there's energetic warfare going on. And it's interesting because I was given the crystal for energetic warfare, and I'm trying to think of which one it is. I gave it to somebody in a reading. They asked me what crystals would help them in the situation that they were going through. And what it was, here, hold on a second. I want to find it. Life coach and readings. Okay. It was it had a million different things that it could do. Oh, I think it was fluorite, because I'm wearing my fluorite earrings. I'm almost certain it's fluorite. Yes. Okay, so fluorite, and I want to see if it's rainbow fluorite, because it helps with energetic warfare. It helps with anything that you're going through in your life that is really, really challenging, or if you've got people coming at you aggressively, negative energy. It's a very, very protective crystal when anyone, like external forces, are trying to control or manipulate you, and it can shut down any mental or psychic manipulation. So it's really, it's good to have when you're around opposing forces, right? If you're to ward off the negative energies that threaten your personal relationships. Now, yesterday when I went to get dressed, I pulled out my fluorite earrings. I'll show you guys. I love these. I bought these when I was up in Boulder Creek, up above Santa Cruz. And they're rainbow fluorite. And there's more of a yellowy in mine, but they're supposed to be blue and yellow fluorite, but they look kind of like a rainbow. Here's my rainbow fluorite right here. It's got every color in it. But I just energetically reached for these earrings to put on. These were the ones that I knew I was supposed to wear. And then my client said, is there a specific crystal? And I heard in my head, fluorite. And I went and it was exactly what she needed as well. So I have always, I'm the tiger, right? That's me. There's the tiger. I have the tiger. And I talked last night about it, and you guys may have heard me before. A past relationship. It's a past life relationship. It's an energetic connection. When you've had a past life with somebody, you have that soul meetup. I met this guy in Wisconsin, right? This is the guy. But my twin soul, and I thought he was my twin soul. I did. For anyone who's like, oh yeah, I did. For probably, 3 years, I believed it. I never believed that this one in my life would ever come back into my life again. The one who is actually my twin soul. And I should have understood it, because Spirit gave me a message when I was there. I was in Wisconsin. I came out of one of his gigs one night, and on the license plate of the car parked right in front, it said first twin. So there's a true twin and there's a false twin, if anybody knows anything about twin souls or twin flames. The first one is like the runner-up. It's the one that gets you ready. You go through all this, and you're supposed to learn your lesson, which it took me a while to learn. And but I have seen these two people in past lives many times, and there's always been a battle between them. And I've always said that I keep getting that song, Two Princes. You have two princes that kneel before you. Now, it doesn't even have to be that the one in Wisconsin wants anything physically to do with me. It's on an energetic level, but he does want the energy, and that's pretty clear too. And I love my cat Liger. He's my cat, right? I love him. But I've always said that he's a Liger. He's half lion, he's half tiger. And when Prince came in, think about it, the two princes that kneel before you. Well, my twin has black hair. And that prince has the same story as my prince. And I love him. And he came in here and he blended with Lily. But when he saw Liger, he lunged at Liger. There's always been this energetic battle between these two, because one is the false twin and one is the true twin. And if you look at my cat Prince, he looks like a panther. He's got a bigger head. He's really tall and he's got very strong legs. Liger's very lazy, doesn't want to do anything, which is the other person. My twin is very work-driven, very energetic, very, all over the place. He's determined, he's strong. He's like that cat. He's a survivor, right? In a bad situation, and I'm bringing him in, right? And so, I picked up my cat to protect him because I know that Liger doesn't stand a chance against the panther. He doesn't. And it's interesting because whenever I've been anywhere, whenever I would go back there, I wanted energetic protection because I knew, this other one's an energy vampire. That's what he wants. And I would call upon my twin, and he would literally show up in the form of the Black Panther. I'm no lie. Like, literally, I would see like a sign with a Black Panther on it. My best friend and I were driving down, the water road, and she was talking, and I looked to the left in this big palatial estate, and walking across the grass there was a life-size Black Panther statue. And she laughed, and she goes, "My God, he's everywhere you go." And I said, "He is." So the Black Panther is my true twin. And that's why there's the battle between these two. So I'm like, okay, they're going to have to coexist because my family, my soul family, is that other lion's family. So my twin is going to have to understand that there's nothing to do with him and I. There's nothing there. It was an energetic thing, and it needed to be, it's a past life thing. But he needs to figure that out and get over whatever the issue is, because I can't have these two cats battling, and I'm going to keep them both. So what you do is you keep your lessons, you keep the memories, the good times, and you let go of the past. Well, it's interesting is this morning, I hope you guys are following this, because this, I'm sure it applies to somebody else in their life as well. You need to cut cords with the past people. They have energetic ties around you, and you may not understand why things aren't moving forward, or you're not able to move forward. And I constantly, but it's like peeling an onion. There's layers and layers, right? Past life, it goes a long ways. So this morning, and actually it was early in the middle of the night, I was watching this dream, and it was pretty much about my twin, and the people that he'd always been there for, and then now he needs them and they're not there, and it's like, wow, you find out who your real friends are, the people that use you and the people that are there for you, because they really are your true friends. And I'm trying to watch this dream, and Liger is up on my face, and he would not leave me alone. He's losing his mind. He wants my constant attention. And I had my hand underneath him, right? I'm like, I'm with you, it's fine. I see you, it's good, it's good. And I realized that energetic false twin is pulling at me. And I talked to my Uncle Phil about it this morning. It's his nephew, and he's like, I get it. He goes, I totally get the tie. I see it. Yes, absolutely, clearly. And he knows that person never wanted anything more from me than my attention, right? There was nothing else, just the energy and the attention. And we all have had people like that in our lives, right? You fall for this ridiculous, the flattery, the good looks, and charming. They're charming, but they don't want you. They're basically like those fishermen, right? They're catch and release. It's a thrill. It's a thrill of the hunt. They want you, they reel you in, they throw you back, right? So we have to learn, and that's why Lily is me, and she has boundaries. And she said to Prince, you respect me or you stay the fuck away or I'll mess you up. And she stands her ground, and he backed down. He was respectful, but he was not respectful to Liger. So I called on Archangel Michael, and I said, look, I don't know what to do, because I can't have these cats battling, because I got between them, and both times I was slashed. Last night, my elbow is completely slashed open, and I've got puncture wounds. So these two have to stop the battle and realize it's done. My twin is got black hair and blue eyes, and I know who he is, and no one else is getting in at all. And energetically, I called in, and I said, do a sweep of any cords, any arrows, anything that's been put in me by anyone else that I'm not aware of, and please remove them. And I have an energetic shield up. And what do? I'm wearing my freaking fluorite earrings, and actually I'm going to hold my fluorite, because that is psychic manipulation. That is energetic manipulation. Now, what I'm trying to stress here also is that it doesn't have to be something that the person is even aware of. See the clearing that needs to be done? Clearing that needs to be done. They don't have to, on a 3D level, on a conscious level, be aware of what they're doing. It's a past life thing, or on a higher level, on a different dimension, and it needs to stop. So it isn't his fault, right? I can handle him, and he's no draw to me. And I'm definitely over it, because when my twin stepped back into my life, remember that was the first twin? Well, then when I got to Wisconsin, from Wisconsin back to California after my twin had come back into my life, I saw a license plate and it said, "I love you too, twin." And so I know who the real one is, and I know who the energetic false twin is. It's like Two Princes, the song. Go listen it up by the Spin Doctors. It's hysterical. So I'm calling on all the angels and saying, you know, somebody needs to recognize, maybe Liger needs to back down and recognize that Prince is the new king, right? And Liger is just to be a lover, and that's it. He's just a sweetheart. Actually, I take that back. I didn't mean to say it that way to my twin. That's not what I meant. He is loved, you know, and taken care of, or whatever. He's an old guy. He's the old guy. You know, you got to feel sorry for him. He's old. And the young one is taken the place. Anyway, so I'm going to work on that. And for people who are not awake and aware and know what this is about, you know, you'll think it's ridiculous, and that's fine. You don't have to know what it's about. But for you that have left relationships or have ended relationships that were toxic, and you've recognized, you know, the difference between the empath and the narcissist, there's going to be layers, and you're going to have to energetically cut the layers, and you will be shown in different ways. You're not moving forward. The person keeps popping up. Their name keeps popping up, and you think to yourself, am I supposed to be with them? No. This is Mercury retrograde. Why do I keep seeing their name? Because there's an energetic cord there that you need to cut. Remember, Spirit kept telling me someone's going to reemerge back into your life, and it's going to give you the chance to deal with the situation in a different way so that you can cut any past lingering karma to this situation. Well, it happened last night, energetically. They don't have to show up physically in your life. They can show up energetically. You'll hear their name, you'll think about them, someone else will be talking about them, it'll be very strong, the energy. And what happened here, it showed me it's a battle and it's negative. So instantly, cutting cords, shield of protection, you are not welcome, right? I can go back to Wisconsin, to my soul family, to his family, who I love, and has nothing to do with him. Nothing. And of course, my twin has to recognize and have the trust in me and realize our connection is not one that can easily be broken, right? He can break it, but if he chooses to act outside his higher self. But I feel bad for these poor cats, you know? Or I feel bad for me, because I'm not the one who got, you know, they're not the ones who got scratched up, I am. So I don't want to keep Prince locked up. And I said to him, you're going to have to start blending, you know? You're going to have to calm down your emotional waters so that we can all get along. I don't care if you guys stay in separate corners, but I'm not getting rid of Liger. He's 12 years old and I love him, and he's my boy. And it's not his fault that he had to emulate or symbolize a past relationship. Unfortunately, our animals are used that way. Animals are used to give us messages. So pay attention. If you're having issues in your family, watch what's going on with your pets, right? They'll show you. Okay. Clearing energy. First message is going to be from the Crystal Oracle. And I'm super excited about these fluorite earrings. I got them when I was up there in Boulder Creek in this metaphysical shop, and I loved them. When I saw them, and I'm like, dang. Because the most powerful place for them to go is right by your chakras, right? So they're hanging from my ear chakras, and they are at the level of my throat chakra. And your ears and your third eye chakra are connected. So they're very powerful where they're at right now, and they're big ones. I mean, you saw them, and there's a lot of energy, and I've filled them with energy, and I will fill them with protective Reiki energy as well. I'm gonna put an intention on them to repel, and there could be others that come at us with psychic manipulation, you know, that want your energy. You see it. You know those ones that remember last night in the in the family meeting. That's what one of the people, I think Christina, said to me. You're like a moth to the flame. And remember, and I said, oh my God, it's that one that's coming up and it's going to make me mad. And that was the song he has. Like a moth to the flame, I fell in love with a woman with another man's name. And that's what she said. You're the light and you draw in the darkness. And I was thinking, shoot, are you talking about my twin? I'm like, no, you're not talking about my twin. You're talking about the dark night. And that's what I call him. All right, correct for neutrality on all levels. Whoa, amethyst. I keep my twin in an amethyst cave, P.S. And here's amethyst. And we're going to put the amethyst titanium in front. Yes, we are. And we're going to bring this up front. And this says courage. And it's got hematite, amethyst, rose quartz, and it's got a giant charger that amplifies all the properties. So amethyst. Amethyst is an excellent stone for calming your energy. Amethyst is also a protective stone. Amethyst is a stone that it's about positive transformation. It helps you sleep peacefully without having, interruption. But the message coming from the amethyst, I'm not going to go too much into the amethyst meaning of the crystal itself. And let's see, this is a giant geode, and I won't pull up close because I don't want you to see his face, but see that giant geode right there? That's my twin's picture that he sent me, and I have him inside that amethyst cave at all times. That's his protective stone. There's a lot of reasons why if you look up the meaning of amethyst. But here's a geode. And you can do that as well. Think about that. That's a good thing to do. If there's somebody that you love that you feel needs protection, or you need, I want you to sleep well so that we can dream together, astral travel, lucid dream, put them inside a geode or some kind of a crystal, a picture of them. They will take on the properties, the healing properties will be around them. So right now the amethyst is telling you that they want you to take a look at your shadow side, because we all have a shadow side, right? Not anybody is inherently evil. Not even my first twin, right? He isn't an evil person. He's just, unfortunately, past life shithead, right? And this life not too great. But they want you to take an inventory of all the things that we're afraid to show the world because we think it's not good enough. We're inadequate in this way. We're inadequate in that way. We want to look at those things because we can start listing them all off. And for everything that we list off as a problem, there's a good side to that. I will give myself as an example because that's the only one I can do. I don't want to use someone else. I was told I talk too fast. I was told I talk too much. Was told that I move too quickly, that I can't keep my attention on one spot for too long, that I got too excited about animals. I did. I made all kinds of noises. I get all excited. What else was I told? I was wild. You're climbing in trees in a dress, and what are you doing? Okay, well now I'm a shaman. I work with the animal messengers. I'm very connected, and the fact that my eyes are taken all over the place at a million different times at once, I'm able to see everything. My mind is very quick. I notice things, detail-oriented. The fact that I can speak quickly helps me with these readings, helps me with my work page because I work on a psychic hotline, and I have to speak very quickly, fluidly, where they can understand me, but get as much out as I can because they're paying by the minute. So the fact that I got all excited about animals, Spirit's using that. They use my animal messengers. I need to be excited about them. I need to be into them. And climbing trees, that's the best way to get grounded and get close to Spirit. Are you kidding? And it keeps you young. And it keeps you in shape, because if you can climb a tree, you're doing good. So anything that you feel, that's just an example, and I got to tell you, you may think, oh, that's not a big deal. That's not like this. My dad, we used to go on family drives, and it was torture. They'd want to go on a drive. That was their idea of calming down. Not me. That was my idea of being in prison. But we'd get in the car. My brother always got the window because he was older than me. And I was like on the hump in the middle because I had a little sister that was in a car seat. So I'm trapped right in the center. It sucked. And my mom and dad are fighting within the first 5 minutes of being in the car because my dad drives like Mr. Magoo and everybody crashes behind him. My mom's just, she's a backseat driver, sidecar driver, constantly. She was an aggressive driver. So always a fight. So it was tense in the car, no one's talking, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to lose myself in what's outside. Of course, we're driving to Palm Springs, and that was back in the day, frickin' 20 years ago. So, or more, right? More. And I see horses in the field, and I was always a horsey girl. I loved horses, man. I wore shirts with horses. I mean, I went to horse camp. I was all about horses. So when I would see a horse, I'd be like, oh! And of course my dad would think a car was about to hit us. My mom would scream. I'd get yelled at. And my dad would look in the mirror at me. And then I'd be telling them some story and talking a mile a minute, right? And my dad would look in the mirror at me and he would say, Sherry, really quietly, hush. And he'd give me this just disgusted look like, God, what is wrong with you? And it hurt me so deeply. It hurt me. It humiliated me, and it made me feel like there was something wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with me. I'm like this little bird. Watch this little bird. They sing. It's got lots to say. If Finch is really happy, it's about being cheerful and happy and upright and noticing all the fun in life and the beauty, and they like to talk about it and they like to share it, right? That's why they named me Sherry. It's not my fault you named me Sherry, right? So I'm crushed, my whole life, and so this is a big deal to me. So now to see that Spirit has taken all the things that, were a problem for me, I had to sit in the cloakroom when I was in elementary school because I couldn't keep my mind on my schoolwork because I was always looking outside. I wanted to be in nature. And now Spirit says to me, you need to be in nature. It is the most important place for you to be. As a light worker, as an indigo empath, absolutely the most powerful place, peaceful place, healing place, connected place that you can be is in nature. So we're glad you like to be out there all the time. We're glad your attention is drawn there because that's where we're going to bring you the most messages and where we're going to connect to you. And you'll see us in the faces in the rock, the elementals. I see the fairy lights, right? So what is it in your life that you think is so horrible? I have a friend that's face gets beet red because they're so shy. And it embarrasses them, has embarrassed them their whole life. And I'll look at them and I think, God, you've got the most beautiful face, skin. Look at that rosy flush on your cheeks. That embarrassed them. I thought it was beautiful. I'm always got to pinch my cheeks to get color in them, right? I'm so pale. So I'm super shy. I think that's adorable. My twin is shy. Oh, God, it turns me on. I'm telling you. The opposite of me, right? I'm drawn to that. So what is it that you feel is so rotten about you? Because it serves a purpose and you can't deny who you are. And another thing, my girlfriend, we were talking the other day and she says, I'm needy. I know that I am. I need to be reassured. And I know that there's a hole that I have to fill and I'm working on it. But the fact is, this is who I am. I need to know that I'm loved and I need to have attention by the people that I'm loved by. And if I don't get their attention, I don't do well. And the thing is, some people are very independent and they don't need to have that kind of attention, but others do. Like my liger, he desperately needs attention. Those are the narcissistic people, actually, that desperately need attention. My friend isn't narcissistic, but she recognizes that that's a part of herself that she has to work on. But if she's going to be in a relationship with somebody, she needs to know she has their attention. Now, I'm very independent, but I am Lily. Lily wants attention when she wants it. And if you don't give her any attention, she's going to be pissed, right? So my friend says, I'm not going to beat myself up about that anymore. That's who I am. I'm okay with that. I'm working on it and I'll get better. But apparently I have to be in a relationship with somebody who's going to give me a lot of attention. I just require that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I said, no, there isn't. And if the person that you're with doesn't like that about you, they're not the right person for you. So we all have to realize, too, that a relationship is of two people, right? So if you don't want to give another person attention, don't get into a relationship. Doesn't mean you have to be in their pocket or they have to be in yours. But you need to share yourself with the people that you love and allow them in. So right now, Spirit's saying there are aspects of you that are yearning to be embraced and loved, just like I'm saying. And there is for me. I want my twin's attention. I seek validation, right? I validate myself. I know my self-worth, but I seek that from my twin, not from other people, just from the love of my life. And there's a part of you that's desiring to be embraced and loved. So you need to acknowledge it because Spirit says this is a time for positive change. There's healing going on here. There's strength in this. It isn't weakness to want to be loved and embraced and cherished and have somebody share themselves with you and want to share yourself with another. That is a sacred gift. I don't share myself with just anyone. Remember yesterday the post was, we need to be careful who shares our precious energy and who we share our precious energy with. And I have very high standards. And you should feel honored that I want to be around you because if I want to be around you, you fit into the high standards, right? I don't want to be around anybody who's toxic or arrogant or egotistical or not spiritually awake or mean or cruel. I don't want to be around energy like that. I want to be around healthy, spiritual, loving, kind, proactive, forward-moving, fun, energetic people. Those are my standards, right? So at this time, this positive change that's going through your life is probably you recognizing your worth and recognizing that it's okay. Everything about me, my dark, my light. Sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I'm an Aries. Sometimes my volcano erupts. I'm over it quick and I forgive, but hell, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to pick myself up. If I say something that I shouldn't say, I will stand corrected. I have no problem apologizing and I will compromise, right? So it's a positive transformation and it's going to have a lasting impact on every area of your life. It can't help but do so. And to some degree, clearly, the ones that are around you. because everybody is affected by us, just as we are affected by others. That's why we want to cut the cords to the narcissistic users, the ones, the fair weather friends that are only there when they need you. And when they don't need you, all of a sudden, you don't hear anything. My Uncle Phil said, yeah, so-and-so called me. It's been 2 years. I'm like, huh, really? Well, be careful of that one, because that was one of the ones that came in like a whirlwind, charming, wanted all of his attention, and then frickin' dumped him and went off somewhere else because she was just a user. She needed something then. She was feeling lackluster and wanted to fill a void. Those are those kind of people that go around using others to fill their emptiness because they don't love themselves. We don't want that. Cut cords to that energy. Let's see if the radio has a message for us. My elbow's hurting. This woman's got the greatest voice. I wish I could still call you friend. Oh wow, this song is about me and my twin. Except for we passed the 3-year mark. Someone said blessings now, for they're long gone. So I just didn't know how I was all wrong. I knew better. You said forever and ever. Who knew? So this is about not taking for granted what you have, right? I got chills. In my head until we meet again. This is not letting go. Until we meet again. How'd you get you, my friend? What happened? If no one said 3 years from now you'd be long gone, I'd up and punch them in the mouth, 'cause they're all wrong, and the last kiss I'll cherish until we meet again. And that makes it harder. I wish I could remember that I keep your memory. Oh, you visit me in my sleep. Who knew? Hard song for me. 4 years. And you know it's love when it doesn't go away. It just gets stronger. You know, and we don't know why. And I do know why, because we're twin souls. And that's what happens. They come together and we pull apart. And it sucks. But it is a message for all of you out there. It's kind of like the song, I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that these were going to be the good old days. One day these would be the good old days. You know, I wish I had been unafraid to be who I wanted to be and say what I wanted to say and ask that girl on a date and go after that job. And oh my God, I think it's the osprey. It is. He's right there. Can you see him? He's back. Okay, I'm sorry I ran out, but the osprey, wow, why didn't I get him when he was closer? Oh, the osprey says important information is pending. Stay on the alert. It says that you will be able to dive down under your emotional waters, and you will reemerge safe and sound. They're also telling you that there's an opportunity at hand. Remember, the opportunities, there's an opportunity at hand, and it won't last long. God, you guys, I know you couldn't see it because I wasn't able to zoom it in too much. Hi, chicken. So this opportunity is in front of you, and Spirit says take advantage of this opportunity. It won't last long, and if you want to see your plans realized, now's the time to act. That's what the osprey says. And that song, okay, so I wish somebody would have told me that these are the good old days. You don't want to waste your time, right? Now's the time to act. And that song, who knew? You know, who knew 3 years from now you'd be long gone? You know, and what's interesting is that song, for me, it's about my twin. Okay, it's about my twin going out of my life, but that song is about death. Who knew 3 years ago you'd be long gone? Somebody died in her life, and now you can't go back. And all the time that you could have spent with someone, like I think about my mom. He just circled again, so I wanted to see if he was going to head this way. God, he's beautiful. You know, you can't get that time back. And of course, my mother's with me in spirit always. She's one of my guides. And it's true in that song, I'll keep you tucked inside my heart. I'll keep your memory there. And you visit me in my dreams.
My mom comes to me in my dreams, and so does my twin. Now, fortunately for me, I know my twin's not dead. For a long time, I thought he might have been, because to me, it was like a death, you know? And you don't get over losing your mom, and you don't get over losing your twin. And that's how you know it's real, because the other one is, I don't even think about him, but I'll keep your memory locked in my heart until I see you again. And that is about, it's kind of like when people go, if you've got military families and your partner has to go off for work. I mean, they're gone for months on end, a year at a time. I can't even imagine. Please, God, don't let my twin be in the military. I can't handle it. Right? No. It's about making sure that you're paying attention to who's in your life and not wasting a moment. And if you have the opportunity to reconnect with somebody, do it. Because Spirit says right now there's an opportunity in front of you. There's a door. It won't last long, but it's there. If you can go through it, and if it's emotional for you, you will be able to move through whatever has to happen. But something important is impending right now. For him to show up right when we were talking about that osprey represents my twin. So, correct for neutrality on all levels. Wow. Okay, Rhodonite. Rhodonite flipped up, but this is our card. So, oh, that's interesting. Rhodonite and Rhodacrocite. I'll show you why. It's so important. I have a soulmate pendant, right? Let me show you here. Okay. The soulmate pendant is amethyst, garnet, ruby, rhodonite, rose quartz, and crystal quartz. These are all soulmate stones, love stones, powerful together and amplified when they are with one another. This is rhodonite. There's my rhodonite right there. And Rhodacrocite is the other. And these are both soulmate stones. These are you can tell that the color is pink. It's to do with your heart chakra. Also to do with healing, right? Now, Rhodonite and Rhodacrocite, for them both to fall out when we were talking about, twin soul connection and your loved ones, your mother and your friends, don't take advantage of the opportunity and the time that you have with your ones. Don't be working nonstop so that you don't have time to spend with people. We aren't promised tomorrow. My friend from Canada wrote to me this morning and he said he just found out a buddy of his died of a drug overdose. Bam, he's gone. Who knew? You'd be long gone, right? And then you just have memories. So make the memories while people are with you and keep them in your heart, but keep them in your life. Don't allow what you love to go from you. So Rhodacrocite, we'll do for this one first. This is Rhodacrocite. It's talking about relationships with others, and it's showing how we learn through our relationship with others about ourselves. And from a higher perspective, this is the truth. We are mirrors of each other. If you don't like that about that person, that's a spot in you that you don't like, and it's coming up to be addressed and healed. So also, I think about family. You're born into a family. That is our biggest test. They are our biggest teachers, our family, because we have no choice who our brother or sister are, right? We're born into that family. I always felt like as an indigo, and I know all the other indigos do, this is classic, that I was dropped into my family from a star, because I'm a star child. Not like anyone in my family. I don't even look like really anyone. My brother and I we had a similar look. We both kind of looked like my dad, but not really, But as far as what I am, what I believe, no, I'm the only one. And so you feel like you're in this family, and just because you're in a family doesn't mean you're going to be friends. My brother and I were never friends. Unfortunately, that's what it is, but it teaches you tolerance. It teaches you how to work with other energies, other people that are unlike you, because you're going to have to deal with people in the world, right? You're going to have to deal with people at work. You can't isolate yourself. You're going to have to learn how to deal with different personalities, different energies, and you're stuck there, and that is your biggest learning lesson. So it expands our love, expands our tolerance, clearly, because we're having to tolerate what we don't like. So right now I've got Lillian Liger and Prince in this house. Everybody's going to have to learn how to tolerate one another. They're just going to have to do it. Just like my twin is going to have to tolerate the fact that my false twin's family is very close to me. And I would have the same with him. I'm sure he has the same going in his life. We're mirrors. So
We meet people that we like. You know, I'm one of those people, you either really like me or you really don't. And you know those people, right? So you either like them or you don't like them. And you like them because you see things in them that resonate with you. Oh, I really like her. Why? Because she's like me. Because I get her. I understand her, right? Oh, I like him. Why? Because he's like you. I don't like him. Why? Because he is nothing like me. But sometimes differences doesn't make you dislike somebody, but it makes you not understand them, right? So we might consider what we don't understand as negative or wrong. Like I said the other night in my dream, I heard somebody say to my twin, walking away with this little boy, Tarot is evil. And he said, shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't. But it's frightening to somebody that doesn't understand it. It's scary to somebody who doesn't understand it. And I explained yesterday, what's scary to me is somebody who chooses to believe that love is scary. That's scary, right? Who chooses to believe that money and finances and prestige and status is more important than your soul. That's scary to me because we look at things on a different level, right? So we see what we consider negative and aspects in other characters, but we refuse to see negative aspects in ourselves. That's why we have a mirror. That's why Spirit will have something happen in our life to demonstrate to us, wow, I did that. Like, you cheat on somebody. You take somebody for granted and you blow them off. You treat them, leave them high and dry. And then you meet somebody. And they do the same thing to you. Charm you, you go there, you give a lot of yourself and they freaking just dump you. And you're like, wow, that hurts. And now you look back and you think, shit, that's what I did. Guess what that's called? Karma. But that's how Spirit shows us things. And often we'll see things. Like I'll look at somebody and I'll start to get annoyed about something and then I'll think, ooh, I know what I'm being shown, right? We have that within us. It's maybe not who we are now, but we can see who we used to be. I used to do that. I was that person. Sorry. It's like when we reawaken, we talk about, hold on, I got to get a drink of water. We talk about who we used to be and who we are now. We're different. I'm not that same person. Don't judge me on my past. I can't take it back. That's not who I am now, right? But we have that trait within us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to see it in somebody else because we don't see our own traits. So they have something different than us. And we're like, I have that. Okay. So right now, what is it about somebody else that you have an issue with? I don't like this. Try not to judge them. Try not to just think they're bad. Try to look at them and see what in them is it trying to show me. What do I need to look at? Right? I look at my cats and I watch my cats. And you know what? Remember I said before I couldn't figure out who Lily was because she was so mean to Liger and Liger was so sweet to her? It's because it was my false twin. Things aren't always what they look like on the surface. And no, I'm not welcoming of that energy. So I'm glad to see that Lily gives Liger a hard time. But look at your animals, I said that Lily can be a real bitch. She can. If you're not nice to her, she'll freaking let you know, right? And she wants attention. She does. She wants attention from the ones she loves, and she doesn't give attention to other people. She's me. So it teaches me maybe I need to be a little bit more sociable, right? I've kind of become isolated, right? Be a little bit more tolerant of the boys. So by developing a compassionate attitude, because I was going to say this morning, today the key words, we have two words, compromise and compassion. If we can develop a compromising, compassionate attitude, it'll help us recognize that we're making judgments about others, and actually we're doing that about ourselves. We're judging ourselves, right? Come on. Because every relationship and every person is a mixture of good and bad. We all have dark and light. So it's not ever all one side. It's not ever your fault or my fault. We all had a part to do with what happened because we all draw into our lives certain events and people for certain reasons, but we draw it in. So there's something that we did to draw that to us. What was it? Right? What do we need to switch? What do we need to look at? This is how we understand life and love, and it helps us see more of who we are and be more loving towards others. Okay, that's Rhodacrocite. So then we go to Rhodonite. And what's beautiful about Rhodonite is the color, the pink. I likey, I likey, I likey. Notice it's got dark in it, right? It's got love. That heart's got dark blackness in it. It's got a bit of it that's died off here, and it's going to be regrowing. Because what's going on right now is with Rhodonite, they're telling you that you're on your way to achieving what you have been desiring, your heart's desire. They want you to trust and keep an open heart and mind, because there's always something that we aren't seeing. It's not always as it appears. I have a little, it's on my dream board, which is around by my bed, but I have a little fortune cookie, and it says things aren't as bad as they appear. It's not as bad as you think. Our mind makes it worse than it is. And there's always something. We are always on our right path, even if we're taking longer to get there, because it's just about lessons. We're not going backwards. We're moving forward, sometimes slower than others, but we are moving forward. I think I have a dove that keeps trying to land on my wind chime outside. It's interesting. So Spirit says, don't be discouraged by the setbacks. You know, we are in Mercury retrograde. Everyone's been getting whomped pretty good. So don't be discouraged, because Spirit says you are on the right track and you are going to be achieving what you have been desiring. The setbacks were probably there for lessons or for timing. You know, maybe it wasn't the right time yet. So Spirit wants us to keep focused, quietly focused on, you know, which means if, you know, you don't need to publicize it. We keep getting that. We don't need to publicize it. You just keep your heart set and your mind focused on the direction that you're going. Keep a positive attitude. Keep it happy. Keep it light. What do I have to do to create balance and enjoy my journey, right? I can't be sad until I get to there. I have to love where I'm at till I get where I'm going, right? So have patience and faith, and the universe is going to help us manifest all that we are trying to bring into our lives, what we want, what is in our highest good. But what they are saying is something wonderful is about to happen. We've gotten that. And remember, the osprey said, stay alert, stay vigilant, because important information is pending. Something wonderful. So trust and keep an open heart and mind, because Spirit always delivers it in ways that we don't expect, or when we expect, or how we expect. It's about having emotional balance, achieving what we desire, but doing so in the proper way, right? Which is a mixture of paying attention to guidance that we get from Spirit and taking action steps to surrendering and allowing and going with the winds of change, right? That's how we can keep an emotional balance to ourselves and enjoy ourselves where we are until we get where we're going. So something wonderful is about to happen. I think that's a pretty good one to end on, yeah? Let's ask for just a little message, a little small happy message. And then I got to go visit my prince. Tell him there's a song named after him. He doesn't have to be jealous of Liger. What do we want? Let's do the Nature Speak Oracle. I haven't done this for a while since I'm so in love with nature. Oh, P.S. My family in Wisconsin, Uncle Phil texted me early this morning, and they have just gotten in Door County, up Sturgeon Bay where I live, where my best friend is and my soul family is, slammed with 18 inches of snow. 18, and it's going to snow until Tuesday, I think they said, or Sunday. I don't know what it is. But everything's shut down, and oh my God. And I'm like, I want to be there. And my mom is like, you don't want to be here. And I'm like, do you not remember who I am? Yes, I do. I miss my family. I would be out there with Uncle Phil. We would be doing something in the snow, no matter how crazy it is. And I said, was it freezing? And he goes, no, it's not that cold. It's about 20 to 30. And I'm like, holy shit, it's like 80s here, right? Oh, Lord. But I do miss my family. And it's pretty cool. The internet and text messaging is pretty cool for videos and pictures. I'll be sharing them on my page. 18 inches of a blizzard. Isn't that fun? Oh, I was thinking about Lake Tahoe. I think Lake Tahoe would be a cool place for me to visit. It kind of, I don't know, but I feel like I'm drawing Lake Tahoe. Something like that, right? It's on my banner for my banner picture. And they have snow right now. So I want to be somewhere like that. Woo! Okay, your card flipped out, peoples. And it came out sideways. So we're going to take both. And I love it. This is such a hippie flower. Dandelions. Dandelions are so cool. A little bouquet of dandelions with a ribbon is the cutest thing. And they're cheap. And they last. And they're so sunshiny and happy. So the first things I look at when I look at that are just exactly that. The happiness, the yellow. The yellow is the sun. That means a positive attitude. It also talks about
The sun helps things grow. Without the sun, nothing grows, right? It's a positive aspect. And they're persistent. You can't get rid of a dandelion. They're like the sparrow, the victory sparrow, the self-worth sparrow, right? They live in any circumstance. Dandelions are growing through cracks of cement with no dirt. You got to use the strongest weed killer to get rid of them. They just are persistent. So, Spirit's telling you, be like the dandelion and be persistent in your goals, whatever you're pursuing. But dandelion's got a lot of really cool things going for it. Dandelion tea, it's filled with antioxidants. It's filled with vitamins and minerals. It helps with skin conditions. There's all kinds of things about dandelion. So, see, that's another aspect of something you think is negative, and it's actually got a positive side. It's a weed, can't get rid of it. But if you could grow dandelions and you can't grow any other flower, that's a great one to have because look how happy it is. And you can make tea out of it, right? I think a little box with dandelions in them, maybe that's what I'll do. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to plant a little dandelion box with dandelion flowers. And then you can make a wish on them when they turn into the seed, right? Oh, they're so fun. So it's a tenacious plant. Tenacious, spunky, resilient. You're not going to get me down. I'm a lion. I'm a dandelion. Right? I'm courageous. So Spirit's telling you that if you can persist, you will succeed. Don't give up because other people don't believe in your vision. Don't give up because other people have a difference of opinion. Remember the family that we were going to go away from or the work situation because they just don't get us? They think we're whack. They don't agree with our choices. They don't see the benefits because they're not able to see past the weed. I don't see the benefits of that flower. I see a flower. They see a weed, right? That doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. That doesn't mean what we believe is wrong. It means that we have a difference of opinion. So don't allow other people to dissuade you from doing and believing in what you feel and believe. Don't stop trying. Don't allow others to become your stumbling block. Jeez, man, the nattering nags. Remember the mocking jays that were dive bombing the crow that was trying to do his thing? Wishes do come true, and it's about believing, and that's why you can make a wish on this dandelion. I look up there at my messages that I look at every day. Miracles. The most astonishing thing about miracles is that they happen. Things happen for a reason. Just believe. House protected by angels. Love is patient. Love is kind. Right? Teamwork. Whatever our role, working together achieves results. All the positive affirmations. Believe it. I believe in this. And because I believe in this, I know it's going to happen because Spirit's shown me and Spirit's encouraging you now. They don't want you to give up on what it is that your heart has been desiring or what this goal is. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with, Spirit doesn't want you to give up. They don't want you to go to that charming handout, that toxic person, the fair weather friend that hands out something to you right now, making you feel or trying to tell you that this is for your highest good when you realize it's nothing to do for you. It's about them. It's about what they can get. No, you're going to stay on your path and you're going to struggle through it and you're going to do it. You're going to persist and you're going to be successful on your own 2 feet because Spirit's backing you and they're encouraging you to do it. You're going to recognize the false friends. You're going to recognize the traps and the pitfalls, the ones that are just wanting your energy or what they can get from you, and the ones who don't want you to succeed because they're trying to keep you from believing in yourself. They don't want you to believe in your power. It makes them feel better. Lazy people feel a lot better when the people around them are just as lazy. They don't want you showing them up, but Spirit does. Spirit wants you to be victorious. That's why the sparrow showed up. Look to the sun, look to the divine masculine, and move forward. Ooh, I like this deck. Let's do one more. Correct neutrality on all levels. And I got to get to work. Correct neutrality on all levels. What is the message that you want to give us? And isn't it interesting that my osprey shows up like that and then he's gone? That's it. He comes at the right moment to deliver a message and then he disappears. Trust in your efforts. And it's the tulip. Okay? This is confirmation again. And look at the color. Whatever it is that you were passionate about, trust in your efforts. Maybe you feel like everything that you've been doing has not been going anywhere. Remember, we aren't aware of what's going on behind the scenes. We don't realize that all that we're putting in is actually making a difference. And that is what Tulip is telling you. Your efforts have been recognized and the rewards are coming. It's kind of like you're putting all this work in at work, right? And your boss is watching you, but you're not really aware that you're thinking, he doesn't even see what I'm doing. God, I'm killing myself for this company. But he's watching you. He's watching everybody in the company. He's very aware, just like our Father is watching us. He watches up the work that we put in and how hard we try, right? It doesn't mean we have to be perfect. It's about how you try. It's like when you were in elementary school and we did relay races or whatever, and everybody got a present because a prize, because it was about putting in effort. It was about the effort that you put in. Now, for you, you are doing the work. You are loving. You are giving of yourself. You are persistent. You are loyal. You are dedicated. You are true. You are honorable. You are standing in your integrity. God, think of all those things. Why wouldn't a boss promote you? He's going to. You're going to get that promotion. You're going to get that job offer. Or guess what? You're going to get a better one. Because Spirit is recognizing everything that you're doing. I'm going to get the love of my life. I am. The man that's going to be in my life is going to be the man that I deserve and that deserves me. I know that because I put that out there. So stay focused on your efforts. Keep moving forward, but discriminate where you put your energy and time and love and heart. Remember? Be discriminating. And Lily just gave us confirmation of that. That's interesting, right? When I said that. Be discriminating. Don't be throwing it away. Don't squander your precious energy with toxic people and toxic situations. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind, your spiritual path. Stay on your path because everything is coming together. All the time, the efforts, everything that you've put into this, the people that you have had to deal with, the shit you've gone through, all of these, you're going to understand soon that it was all worth it. Everything you've had to deal with, because a lot of things you had to deal with in order to get to this place. So what a beautiful message to end on. We had a lot about love. We had a lot about good stuff coming. God, I like this. Is a great message. Thank you. Especially after I got mauled by my 2 cats last night. But see, I had to get hurt in order to recognize what's going on between these 2 princes, right? The Dark Prince and the Light Prince. And what's so funny is the Dark Prince is the one that's in the light. My Dark Prince is the one that's in the light, not the one that I call the Dark Prince. So, remember, that's another message. Things are not always as they appear. Don't judge a book by its cover. My Black Prince, he's the one that's in the light. And the one that has that shiny, benevolent facade, Mr. Prince Charming, yeah, not so. All right, you guys. Have a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous Saturday. I'll speak to you guys again when we do our weekly reading. I think that maybe tomorrow I'm going to go to the river. Yeah, I think I will. All right. Talk to you again soon. Love you.